Sports 18's Caleb Knows shares the story of a young boy dealing with the fight of his life.
Of the thousands of shots we take, sometimes we remember just one. Just like sometimes one moment can define a lifetime.
I think I said I have some bad news and said it, and I remember not believing what I was saying.
Things don't always go our way, but a champion is never defeated. Your everyday 8th grader, Charlie Smart, a shooting guard on the Tecumseh Junior High basketball team.
Definitely an outside shooter, good ball handler. He's good at breaking my ankles, as he says.
Hey, out of bounds, under the basket, out of bounds.
Until recently, when he came down sick.
Stomach pains, migraines nonstop. I couldn't do my work. That's really it. I just couldn't pay attention.
At first, they thought it was a cold, maybe even the flu.
He was like, I'm starving, but I can't get myself to eat.
It was at one of Charlie's basketball games in late November. They realized it was something more serious.
He was slower than everyone else to get up and down the court each time, and I did notice he was pulling it aside and stuff. But yeah, so everything about that night wasn't typical.
A couple games he has to come out early, which to me was a little bit surprising. But you know, now that I look back on it, it could be, you know, that this disease was kind of wearing on him.
Come here. Just days later, Charlie was diagnosed with ALL T-cell leukemia.
I was in shock. They saw me, I just kind of like sat there and stared.
What went through your mind at that time?
Everything.
In the United States, there are about 2,500 to 3,000 children each year will have leukemia. The type that Charlie has, there's truly only been a handful over the past 30, 40 years that have been identified like this.
The rare form of cancer.
I think it took a while for it to finally hit. Do you think that's right?
A diagnosis they'll never forget hearing.
But since then, it's been just amazing how much support comes out of every angle.
Everybody's doing their best to support him and everything that he's going through, and just to make sure he gets through all this.
The t-shirts worn by rivals Lafayette, Jeff, and McCutcheon to bring awareness to Charlie's illness. The Facebook page Charlie's Champions, and a basketball signed by the entire Indiana basketball team. The support goes on. It goes on just like Tecumseh's basketball season, even without Charlie on the floor.
It was always like nice when he was around. He gave this team our vibe.
Turns out though, he still does that, whether he knows it or not.
Broncos on three. 1, 2, 3, Broncos!
Every game we do is for Charlie.
He now spends most of his time at Riley Children's Hospital, taking his best shot at cancer.
He's definitely my hero right now. Charlie is. Just the way he's handled this has been amazing to me.
One thing a hero always has is hope.
Well, the hope is that we're going to be able to make the leukemia go away completely and never come back.
So if it's moments that define us,
Kind of just be grateful, live life.
Charlie's moment
That's really it.
is not the diagnosis, but rather the victory he's fighting for.
I know he's a really tough guy. I know he got this.
You don't need victory, though, to be a champion. After all, Charlie already has hundreds of those. In Indianapolis, Caleb No, Sports 18.
And as it turns out, Charlie's basketball teammates are not just champions in his cancer battle. As of yesterday, he and his teammates are also champions on the floor. Tecumseh won the city basketball championship yesterday afternoon.